I heard there was a secret OP that man bung played and he gained LP, but you don't really care for jungle, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the red, the blue, the little wolves, and scuttle crab too. The baffled bung playing Skarner jungle. Bung-leluya, 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 bung-leluya. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. The enemy turned you into poof. The smite mid-funneling strat overthrew you. When you hovered the Alt F4, you saw the great jungler soar. Enemy has been slain, bung-leluya. Well, there was a time when you let me know that my bot lane is feeding no. This happens in all of my fucking ranked games. The Rift has no marble arch, but the great jungler leads the victory march as the enemies lay dead singing bung-leluya. I've ever learned from League was how to flame and how to feed. This game inspires the worst traits within me. But the great jungler delivered well. He brought me from my elo hell as the words escaped my lips. Oh, bung-leluya. Bung-leluya, bung-leluya, bung-leluya.
I just don't believe ya. I'm glad that you're gone. Glad that you're gone. Hometown disasters, so far just bastards. I'm glad I moved on. Glad I moved on. I'm glad we moved on. You asked me for days and weeks and months when I would come home. Don't know what you thought I meant when I told you leave me alone. You're saying quit playing, I wouldn't put you through that like before. Beg me, oh baby, forgive and forget. But I've been
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are for Game 2 of Popo's Pecking Order versus Ashen's E-Girls, sitting at 1-0 in the favor of Popo's Pecking Order. And I am still, unfortunately, joined by Fudgy Ditters and Fleeing Panda. They haven't been scared away yet.
I'm definitely scared though.
Yeah, I'm about to flee this joint.
Hey, boo.
God damn it.
So running down these teams once again, we have Popo's Pecking Order with Starcraft Jaundice, Zawarudo, Jabman Kurtz. I can't read them now. Thanks a lot. And Super Bomby Brew. And then on the side of OEG, we have Account, Sir Everett's, Thunderbolts, Spooked, and Boy.
Yes, and we have already started picks and bands. First band up, Lee Sin, followed by Rakan and Sivir. Nothing has changed so far. And the Misfortune, again, nothing changed.
Yeah, it was interesting, though, a little bit that the Misfortune was a blue side band. Maybe Jabberman Kurtz doesn't feel comfortable enough to pull her out into the arsenal. They were hoping for the Jhin, and so they banded away blue side, but banned away on red side, so it cannot be first picked. Definitely the right call here.
And the Leona band away.
OEG just had a really hard time with that Leona last game. It's true, the Jhin did a lot of damage, but the Leona set up a lot of plays. So, very tough for OEG to deal with last game, even though they had the counter.
And sticking with the Zoe band is Popo, taking that away from Thunderbolts.
Yep, looks like Popo didn't alter anything at all. They didn't think the Anivia was. They didn't really think much of the enemy team being threatening. OEG picking up the Twitch, a known spooked quantity.
But unlocking Twitch while Jhin is still available as a power pick here in this current meta.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Twitch though is still one of those ADCs who can do a lot in a game, and I would never count a Twitch out unless they're feeding. But if they're able to press R in a team fight, Twitch did his job.
And we see the immediate Jhin picks, so...
It's interesting
And
that Popo
there's the
decided
Trundle.
to do that there, when they could have probably saved the Jhin pick maybe, or done it third pick so that they are able to, select more priority champions, because they know the Jin's not going to be picked.
Could the Twitch jungle then? And then maybe they pick the Jhin?
Yeah, you never know. They could be cheeky here with the Twitch pick.
I think that would be ill-advised in current jungle meta, but,
Are you a great jungler?
Like our
Menbung, I took personal lessons from Menbung. That is no lie. And I am jungling next split, so we'll see how great I am. The Zac being picked up for OEG, a late game scaling champion to go along with the Twitch, who's also kind of that late game scaler. It's not Zac, it's Graves. My mistake.
Okay, so
I was like, that was interesting.
so I got this. Yeah, alright, I don't have an image of Graves. I can fix this.
Just put a big cigar.
Can I just draw?
Draw
Yes.
a cigar. Yeah.
Just start drawing on it. We see the Ari picked here into that Anivia. It seemed like it went well last time. Why not?
How do I draw? Can I just image draw?
Yes. I have no idea actually.
No, that's a good question. But
Yeah,
we're
see the
gonna
board.
band away here, so denying that pick away from Chaboy, not allowing that disengage potential in the black shields to come through.
And as we see a Thresh taken away here from Super Bomby Buru. Again, another one of those engaged type of supports like Leona. I wonder if he goes Pike. And then the Shen banned away again from Akayut, or Kaut, however you want to pronounce it, in the top lane.
Boner. We're calling him Boner from now on.
Boner, yes. I like it.
No, it's. I think it's
No homo.
Akiute. But you know, everyone always has trouble with that name, so no flaming.
Yeah.
Chat, type in how you think we should say Akiute.
And there is the Pike for Super Bomby Buru.
Pike, one of those super high skill cap supports that you need a lot of hours on to really be good on. Even pro players are kind of saying that at the moment. Your average player is not good, but I think Super Bomby Buru has it in him to really ravage with this Pike, especially on a team, especially against a Twitch who has no mobility.
Just really one of those support champions who can deal damage.
I can feel the air quotes coming through the mic.
He's really good at setting up kills for the AD carry.
Wink.
Wait.
Wink.
Wait a
Yes.
minute. Oh!
You see the Tarek Orin here picked up for Ocean's E-Girls.
Nani?
That's a Tarek top, orange support, guaranteed.
Derek,
Yeah.
that one's good, yeah.
Yep. I thought actually it's Tarek mid lane.
With a jungle boosting strategy in the top lane. Yeah.
Yep.
That was nerfed pretty hard. Getting 4 gold from a caster minion sucks.
Yeah, it feels bad. I forget. Sometimes I forget when I'm taxing that Riot killed taxing, and it's actually super not worth it for me to take those. And the Cho'Gath again picked up by Popo. So Popo running a very similar comp. The only difference they have is the Leona. The Leona for Pike swap,
Yeah,
rather.
that is exactly the same comp.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Pike accomplishes the exact same things as Leona in a lot of ways. He just kills better. And then on the side of OeG, we see it swapped up. Higher pressure jungler in that Graves being taken to try and kind of equalize against the Trundle. A true tank being picked top instead of that split pushing champion. So running with that Orin is pretty strong. And then the team fighting support to really kind of try and withstand whatever Popo can throw at them for at least 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see which path the Pike goes down, whether it's the Aftershock path or the Electrocute path. Both pretty viable. Aftershock maybe a little bit better at facilitating those engages by keeping him alive longer, but Electrocute able to pop more damage in.
I think looking at his team, the Electrocute, to me looks really good. Just with the tankiness from the Trundle and the Cho'Gath. I mean, how beefy do you need to be? You know, that's my question. I mean, everyone
Where's
likes
the
a
beef?
beefy boy.
Seriously?
Can't melt
Seriously?
Lame.
Bees.
OPTSM fan saying he will go Electrocute 100%, but I want him to run Aftershock. So,
Well, you're not here to tell them otherwise. So.
Yeah, you're not here to dictate to your team like the dictator you are, Menbum.
Yeah, communist bastard.
Communist dictator. That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
So, looking at the compositions now, what are we thinking each team is really looking for? Who do you think came out ahead in this pick and ban?
Good question.
Guys, I asked the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah. I think if you're Popo, you gotta be pretty pleased with yourselves that you got pretty much the same team. Yeah, you don't have the Leona, but you have a Pike, which does a lot of similar things. With just a little bit less CC, but a lot more death involved, so... I think if you're Popo, you gotta be pretty pleased with your pick ban.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting how Ocean's E-Girls really adapted to what they saw last game in and trying to pick kind of that higher tempo, at least in the jungle, and that safer, more team fight oriented top that can maybe help them facilitate picks and keep the damage really off the back line. So a little bit more of a traditional, I would say, a team fight composition from OeG this time around, compared to the last game where they were kind of playing that split push style.
Yeah.
Versus Popo's playing the same plan, pick them and get the team fights you want.
You
Get the
judge.
catches with the pillar, the pike, the cho'gath, the Jin, the Ari charm, all of it. Anything that you can get.
I thought it was a little interesting that Ashen Z-Girls really targeted support, banning 3 champions away from the support for Popo's pecking order. Seems like they might have thought that was a real priority and one of the reasons they lost control of that bot lane. So that was a bit interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think part of the reason is they picked into a matchup that wasn't great either.
Think carefully, my friend.
And after seeing the Jin, you'd expect maybe something I would say safe. I'd maybe think of an Ashe or a Varus or something along those lines, or an Ezreal even. Something that can provide a utility from behind or survive the lane and go even would be what I would look for. Which I don't know. First picking the Twitch again, it's Spook's most comfortable champion, but
Not a strong
man, that Jin
champion
is so
by any
strong.
means right now.
Yeah, he's probably average at best, if I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, let's go check out the champion.gg statistics because I don't think it looks very good for the Twitch in that department. Not bad. Middle of the pack.
Especially in. It will be a bit safer though than the Vayne. The Vayne had to step so close to the wave, and Jin just kept bopping her with
Every auto.
fourth
he did.
auto. Yeah,
Yeah.
every fourth auto he could. It was going on to the Vayne. So Twitch might be a bit safer.
Yeah, I think Twitch has the potential to be safer. The issue now is, can he position around the pike? The invisibility, the bush pressure that a pike really has, is really tough for an immobile ADC and even a mobile ADC sometimes to play around. Just with the power of his hook and his dash. In addition, I think it's really tough in a lot of ways to engage on a pike too. If they don't really have very great follow-up on ganks is kind of what I'm getting at. The turret can walk in, sure, but the pike just dashes away with it and stuns them both. It's just GG.
I think they're going to have to focus most of their ganks around the top and mid with the Ornn and Nivea lockdown a little bit more consistent than just a Taric stun to facilitate the Graves getting in there early and getting some damage down and kills across. Definitely a better comp though here from OeG, looking more into the mid game rather than trying to have everyone scale towards late game. Putting a little bit better focus on their team fighting and early game ability here. So I'll give OeG. I think OeG can take this game. I think they'll make a turnaround game. Pick on the inexperience of a champion like Pyke, just from the fact that he hasn't been out that long, and try to come out ahead early.
Yeah, if they're able to do that and maybe get some of those kills in top and mid, play safe in the bottom lane and scale up, I think they can come out looking pretty good by the time mid game rolls around here.
All right.
I'd like to see OeG win this one. I like game 3s.
Yes.
I'll need more beer for game 3. Way more beer.
Way more.
And I'm gonna
Ooh,
need
best
Pipe.
one.
I'm gonna need Piper to set me up with some more Menbung songs.
Yeah, Piper. This is your time.
Start writing
The
those
time to
lyrics,
shine.
Piper. I keep looking at the Zac on the pick band screen, and I
Yeah,
think it's
I know.
in the game. And I just keep getting so excited about it. It's not fair.
Zach is trash right now.
I know, but I love Zac.
I mean, it's only trash if you think it's trash.
There's so many champions that it's like, oh, how can they let a champion be this bad in the meta? It's not even fair.
I think part of it is
Shen. Have you ever played Shen in this meta? Tear your eyeballs out. It's so awful.
Well, they
A
keep
lot of
banning
it's
the
just-
Shen.
when the counters are strong, they seem really weak. You know, it's hard to balance around that sort of thing and get everything looking good. So they have to kind of rotate it around and make Shen terrible like half the time, and then the other half of the time Shen's a fucking god because he has map pressure. So tough.
No, Shen is always bad. Stop banning him. It's a waste.
Yeah, he's the worst. Yeah, I'd like to see, I think this game from OeG, plays being made out of Tsiboy. I think that might be part of the key for them winning, is getting a multi-Taric stun or getting some sort of huge ultimate down for a team fight. A lot of his utility is kind of resting on how well can he execute those two abilities inside of a team fight and inside of a lane to really push their lead if they're able to get one.
Well, looking at the skins here, it looks like all 5 members of Ashen's E-Girls have a skin. And the only person in the game who doesn't is the Pike. Super
Yeah.
Bomby Buru. Report Super Bomby
But
for no
this
skin.
game, Graves can compete with that Trundle. Oof. Ooh, baby.
Graves can really compete. Graves actually outfarms him early on before Trundle's able to get Tiamat if he decides to build that route.
I'm just looking at those pecs.
Oh, that's what you're looking at. Yeah, brother.
I am reading the chat, Menbung. I just choose not to announce anything.
Alright, here we go. We're entering into game 2. The champions will soon be released from their gate as everyone connects.
Da, 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 da.
And
Hail
here
Medbung, full
we
of grace.
go.
The bung is with thee. Blessed art thou among junglers, and blessed is the fruit of my ganks. Holy Menbung, ganker of lanes. Pray for us feeders now in the hour of our death, bung men.
Get this religion shit out of my cast, Dylan.
Bunglalooya.
I accidentally pressed a button on my stream deck, which is why that all appeared. I was trying to press something else and just accidentally pressed that one.
Beautiful.
No.
It
Can I get a
looks like-
wank for that one?
I actually took that off on my computer.
How dare
Oh.
you?
I need... Yeah, I need more computers. Is what it's
Worst
come down to.
PMLCS caster ever.
Yeah, that's a button on my stream deck. I have buttons for lots of things on my stream deck.
So this game, it's actually looking like the junglers are going to start on the opposite sides of the map from each other, with Jaundice starting top side on the Trundle and Sir Everett starting bot side on the Graves. Kind of playing towards what we were talking about earlier, where Graves wants to be top and mid, whereas I think Jaundice really wants to be bottom mid because he's able to capitalize on the CC and enable Jabberman, Kurtz, and Super Body Brew to land their abilities and get kills.
Wait. Has the game started?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my thing's
Click that speed up button.
Interesting
No.
red start here for Trundle, though. It's changing it up from last game, trying to be a little unpredictable.
Well, also decides not to go for the Scuttlecrab top side, which I guess does protect his blue buff. but-
Huge damage here onto Super Bomb
Yeah.
and Buru, taking it really low. Poison. Ooh, flash auto, flash
Flash
auto, flash auto, flash auto!
Flash auto. No.
Not
Not
this
gonna happen.
time. Spoots is probably hovering the heal key that time.
A cow! Ooh, landed the damage.
Oh, Graves is here, level 2 gank onto Jefferman Kurtz. Damage coming out, huge damage. Gets pulled in, not quite under tower range.
Super Bomby Brew did go Aftershock, by the way, against my best wishes. But according to the men bum.
The will of Menbung being the rule.
It looks like Spook and Seaboy are having a pretty competitive bottom lane here, even though we've kind of pegged their lane as the less aggressive of the two. It's actually resulting in them having pretty heavy advantage down here.
Well, fight here over the Scuttleclad. Aki challenging Jonas. Jonas has the red buff. He's going to do some huge damage. And Sir Evers is now here. Jonas is a little deep. He's going to take huge damage. Meanwhile, the fight bot lane coming out. Double man stun from Superboy. Jeremy Curse taking it really low. Spooked is flipped under tower and taken down by Jeremy Curse. Jeremy Curse taking low. Jump Boy flashes in. Going to get picked up on the back end.
That's a hashtag worth flash. Right there.
Spooked actually picking up the kill, so yeah, worth.
Worth.
Because his poison taking priority over the ignite, and we are still seeing more shenanigans here on that blue.
Yeah, Jonas and StarCraft are kind of pressuring Sir Everett's out of his own jungle here. Because a Count, I think, got taken too low to really help out. Sir Everett looks like he's going to get flanked here.
Wait, he's dead.
Oh, he's close.
Forced to smite.
Dawn just lands the pillar. There it is. He already smited. It's over. Chomp chomp, buddy. Goodbye, Sir Everett. Goodbye, Grump. Goodbye, Moon.
So huge.
Apparently you don't have the overlay on, Dylan.
I know I don't have an overlay.
Pike roaming up to mid lane with the stealth, but Thunderbolt's sniffing him out there.
I couldn't find my in-game. Oh, Spook taking it really, really low. The minions are shooting him. Jeremy Curse flashes forward. Flash away from Spooked.
I think there was an opportunity for Jabman to auto there. It was really
He was
close.
reloading.
Was he?
Yes.
Oh wow. Flash reload. OP. Just for the stress of this.
Flash reload for the memes.
Show him that's your alpha.
DG Mad Hatter, we all see that.
Tyler 1 would have flash reloaded.
Flash reload just to show him what's good. I love that. Alright, Pike's coming back down bot. It looks like the junglers are on opposite sides of the map. Not really what we were expecting again. Maybe we're going to see a pretty full clear from the Graves to go back up the top side and look for that gank, potentially. This river looks a little bit perilous for
Where are they going?
OeG. I'm not sure where they're going. There's no knowing.
There's no scuttle crab. Like, that just seems like it was a bit of a waste of time.
They were ganking.
I guess it was just
Ari
getting
sitting
some
on a
deep
tower.
wards. Yeah. StarCraft getting taken pretty low by a Calc, but not quite enough damage. Not a commitment from a Calc, just a little bit of trading.
Yeah, but that percent
Count-
health damage.
A Calc does not throw wet noodles on the Soren. Calc's noodles are very hard.
However, the Orin percent health damage certainly able to compete here with the Cho'Gath.
A little bit of posturing around the dragon from Huandik. Maybe looking, he knows his team has the wards. He's looking around there, grabbing that scuttle crab, potentially looking for a gank bottom lane. As Spook and Skiboy are getting a little bit cocky here. He's coming around the tri-brush, the channel from Super Bon Brew. Spook running forward actually to try and get out of this one, but he's spotted out by Super Bonnie, and it's a fourth auto kill onto Spook. Unfortunate.
Top lane, though.
Top lane, StarCraft getting pretty low. Thunderbolt is here to back up a Count, but a Count doesn't look like he even really needs it. StarCraft's just gonna go flat out down. Solo kill over to a Count.
Yeah, StarCraft's using the int towards the tower rather than allow an assist to come out from the Anivia in an escape attempt, holding on to his summoner spells, just going down straight to Nuke.
I'm happy to see that OeG's kind of reeled it in this game a little bit, and they're making less of those plays that were setting them kind of far behind in the early game of Game 1. And you know, they're coming up pretty even. You know, they're a little bit behind here, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as it was at the game 1.
Their
We're seeing
jungle's
a lot
incredibly
of
far.
advance.
Their jungle's incredibly far behind. It's not looking too good.
Yeah, Sir Everett is having a rough time. Well, that's partially due to the top rotations happening in that early game onto the Gromp. That the snowball from that can't be overstated as like its importance there, and the bot lane's ability to roam with the pressure that they have too. So. Wait, OPTSM, what am I not supposed to say? My titters? My alpha AF?
Yeah, I have no idea what he was actually talking about, so.
Yeah, I don't know what time that appeared in the chat.
Well, it appeared at 8:28.
I'll go back and watch the
Ooh,
bot.
Jonas is here down bot lane. Huge damage. He's level
Oh.
6.
The ultimate coming down just for some CC. It looks like with Jaundice doing a lot of damage. Lots of healing coming out, but it's not enough. Jaundice taking out Spook. Boy getting taken low as well. And the kill going over to Gemman. Kurt's kind of donating that one over so that they're able to get that ADC even more ahead. It's not looking great now as Jin just continues to get ahead in this early game here.
Yeah, OeG sitting really far forward in that bush with the blast coming up. Jonas just skill
Thunderbolts.
shots.
Thunderbolts! The madman! What's going on in his mind? He's unreadable.
Skill shots are hard.
Skill shots are hard.
Back to my point of OeG just pushing up, being in that river bush for absolutely no reason, no vision. And Jonas just kind of surprise blast cones over the wall and finds a rat.
I was gonna say, this is where Spook ults, and then he didn't have ult, and now he's getting pillared.
And now he's dead.
And now he is dead. Goodbye. Sayonara, Twitch.
Yeah, 1 in 4 Twitch at this point in the game is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it was just too tough. They weren't able to get the wards out that they needed in the early game. But then the jungler, you know, Jaundice just knew his mission to get his bot lane ahead, and he executed it well. And you know, it's too tough to really. It's too tough to really say that was on the bot lane entirely there, but it's just looking pretty rough. A Pyke ultimate, what?
I heard that across the map.
Yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
across the map. I'm like, where was that? Why is Directed Cam betraying me?
It was an attempt on Thunderbolt's life, but Thunderbolt's getting away, burning the flash to do so.
Flash Cam with Pyke ulti. The sound of Pyke ult is my favorite part of his entire kit.
Popo can still throw, yeah.
Probably. They're only up 4K. At the 10 minute mark.
I wish I had the comparison from where they were at last game.
It was like 3K.
Yeah.
It just seems like Sir Everett's 30 farm down and 3 kills down. Jaundice is just having his way. He's just able to do whatever he wants. This has to be smited, yeah. And that has to be a walkout there from the side of.
Oh no. Well,
Don't worry, killing that ward was more important than fighting Twitch, who flashed away actually, so.
Well, I mean, Flashless Twitch is a pretty easy target. We'll see. We'll see how that ends up for him. Ooh, you hate to see that.
Well, it looks like Popo, or OeG actually, trying to initiate a group up around mid lane, but they're really far behind and they don't really want to be initiating the
This is
group.
a
They want to
pretty
keep
big.
splitting.
Account can ulti here. This is a pretty big ultimate here in the corridor. Oh, not able to get the second hit off, but they have 4 members versus Popo only, Popo only having 3 for the time being. But Pyke going in, trying to get some damage, now flashing out. Zarudo not doing enough damage, having to ult out as well. And everyone from Popo makes it away safe, but there's high health bars on the side of OeG.
Oh, barely missing that searing charge on the Nevermind Curse.
Thunderbolt's getting charmed out there, almost losing his life to Zarudo. Here comes the curtain call from Jin.
He does
doing
have that-
tons of damage.
I mean, Anivia does have that
Superbug
rebirth
is looking
tag
for it. Superbug, we were not able to find anything in the group of 5. Probably smart to not dive in with his ultimate there.
Yeah, especially trying to execute Anivia, who still has the Rebirth Resurrect available.
you say Freebird Resurrect?
Rebirth is the name of the passive, and it's a resurrect.
I heard Freebird.
Bang,
Freebird!
man.
Freebird!
I also just realized I'm wearing my shirt inside out.
Has that been like that all day?
Yes.
Asking the real questions. Oh man.
Well, I mean, when you wake up in a daze at 1 p.m. because you work at a school and it's summer break.
too. StarCraft getting taken pretty low by
Oh,
this.
come on, Scuttle! Rift! Rift! Come on, you can do it! You can do it, buddy! Poor Rift Herald for trolling, not securing that
Thunderbolt's face checking into Jaundice. Jaundice able to get some damage out. Pike securing that kill for Jaundice, really. But here comes the ultimate from Akao. Oh, it's Jaundice who's caught, not Thunderbolts. Jaundice is gonna go down here in the enemy jungle. But here goes Akao. Boom! Shakalaka, the Pike Ultimata, getting him down and getting him out of the game.
I want to talk about that Anivia wall.
It was interesting. I'm not sure what was going to happen.
It denied the kill by forcing Super Mamiburo back and stopping Thunderbolts from getting pulled too deep into the jungle. And his team collapsed just in time to bail him out and pick up a free kill. But they do lose mid lane turret in response.
Almost lost top lane too with the drop of the Rift Herald, but it turns out Rift Herald there didn't finish off the tower, which isn't really what you want to see out of the use of it.
Well, Teleport burned from Thunderbolts to go save that tower and stop the Rift Herald from taking it down.
But this is a pretty big Infernal drag, yeah. Deadman hurts and burning it down. Fourth shot, boom.
Wait, that's not an Air Drake though. Cloud Drake is superior.
They still have a Cloud Drake. Yeah, I think we just seen the huge bottom side control from Jaundice, from the aggressive bot lane, from the Ahri, honestly. Being able to hold Dragon in mid is it's all so working so well in the favor of Popo.
Ooh, Super Bobby, we were gonna find your boys.
Boy, got the stun, but the dash was queued up already, so he wasn't able to find anything out of that.
Hey, Olive Purple just subscribed with a tier 1 sub. 3 months in a row. Thank you very much for that.
Welcome to the Big Dick Club.
Didn't mean to do that. I know that feeling. That's right. Scout trying to slow defend this tower. Anivia's coming up now.
Wait.
Oh, he misses the second proc of his ultimate, but it might still be enough with the Gurg 7 Adler doing tons of damage. But not enough CC comes down to keep that
Shogat silence stopping the Anivia ultimate from happening, canceling the storm.
Shogat's so tanky. So good to do it. Sir Everett's going a little aggressive to get the wave and has to flash out over the wall. Count going in now on Jaundice. Thunderbolt's landing with solid damage from his ultimate. Doing some things in their jungle. Both teams just really feeling each other out at this point. Seeing where they can find
And that is a second blue buff denied here from Thunderbolts, which is huge for that Anivia. Not having that blue buff makes it tremendously difficult to hold a tower defense for too long.
Do I just continuously say Gurg 7 whenever I see Thunderbolts? Is that real? I think I actually do.
It wouldn't
That's a
surprise me.
tilter. That's a tilter.
You hate to see that.
Yeah, I hate to see that.
Actually,
Sorry, for everyone who doesn't know, Gurg 7 is Thunderbolt's original name. And Thunderbolt's landing the stun, the wall coming down, forcing a flash from Jaundice, and Instant Boy getting kind of low, and the ultimate coming down from Spook doing a ton of damage. Jaundice and StarCraft, all of Popo's pecking order, getting really low. The turn call coming down, Boy getting low, getting killed, but the ultimate got dropped. Spook is invulnerable. Spook laying out some damage, taking out Jaundice. Saruto getting low too. Super Bomby going down. Spook popping off his team fight. The stun from Thunderbolts as Popo's pecking order just kind of decides to back away from that fight. I'm getting a little too excited. I forget that I live in an apartment building, guys.
What time is it over there?
It's almost midnight. About 15 minutes. Spook, though, he's starting to pop off. This is where he's coming back into this game. That Brunon's Hurricane plus ultimate combo, it's just so huge. Such a big power spike.
what is he building second? Is it
Oops.
Lather and King?
Maybe. Maybe.
I would build. I think he's gone
I
for
would
Blade of
build
the Rune
I
King.
I would build IE next.
I know, I'd build IE, but he's not going for it.
It looks like Blade of the Rune King.
Nah, you know what? You know what? Duskblade of Drac.
The 2 long swords are a
Duskblade.
bait.
Dusk.
Bork.
Yeah, it's probably Bork to deal with the StarCraft and the Yondik.
Oh, BF sword coming out. Now I'm even more confused.
Sword. Is this an
Essence
Essence
Reaver?
Reaver?
I feel like that's a big
That
mistake.
doesn't seem like a good idea.
I've seen Spooked have some innovative builds in the past that have worked really well in PME LCS games. And maybe Essence Reaver gives you more procs of your E during a team fight, which is one of your primary damage ability. It's your primary damage ability,
Sure.
besides your auto attack.
Gives
so
you
maybe...
bonus expunges, but I don't think you get as much value out of it as just building an Infinity Edge.
I guess the argument can be made too that it's cheaper, and the build path's more forgiving when you're on back foot. But it's an interesting choice to be sure.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll see if it works.
It's a bold strategy.
Next
Alright.
time on Is This Full AD Nunu?
So it looks like Popo's pecking order is using this time to kind of gain some map pressure while they're still able to deal enough damage to catch out these folks. Spooked dealing lots of damage, taking lots of damage. Salvarudo not dealing enough. Super Bobby Brew coming in with the big ultimate to help Zawarudo finish it off. Beyond is getting walled off and the hooks coming down. The Thunderbolt's ultimate is dealing lots of damage. So is Sir Everett. Sir Everett's taking out the Jaundice. The big ultimate from Tark. Tark hitting through his ultimate, getting the stun down. StarCraft going down as well. A big team fight for Ashen's E-Girls. And they're sending 4 straight down the mid lane.
I think that is a Duskblade.
They got a Dirk, so
You got a Dirk. That's half the pass.
why the BF sword?
I don't know. So a huge
That's
fight
soul
here.
build.
A huge fight from Ashen's E-Girls, both able to pick off Salwarudo, which is a lot of early game damage here from that 2-0 Ari at the point with some good itemization here. But a
They definitely got some
three-man
much needed.
Ornalt on the way in and 2 men on the way out. It's just going to keep Jabberman Curse locked out of the fight. Jin wasn't able to really enter in and get any meaningful damage off while through the Anivia zone and the Orange zoning. And they just picked him up one by one, dropping the Tark ultimate just for safekeeping.
However, going for that tower does net Popo's pecking order another dragons. That 3 dragons, 2 cloud, 1 infernal. That's going to lead to a lot more rotation power from the side of Popo's pecking order. It's going to be hard for Ashen's Eagles to keep up.
At least that
You
Drake
see what the
was
next
useful.
dragon is?
It better be a 3rd Cloud Drake.
It is a 3rd cloud.
No, it's a mountain drake. Stop
kill you.
trolling.
What? Oh, it's a mountain drake.
I'm sorry guys,
It
we're gonna
looks
have to
like a
cut this
3rd cloud.
stream short. Panda seems to have suffered an unfortunate accident.
Yes.
Circle abilities OP. You're right.
Cloud Drake.
I'm gonna start calling him a cutie.
Okay, use.
But his name tag implies bent at an angle of less than 90 degrees.
The cloud drake.
Boner. Boner and butts.
Wow.
A cutie boner.
Let's take a moment to appreciate that they have the clan tags of Boner and Butts together on Ashen's
Boner and
E-Girls.
butts.
Along
Just
with
gotta
E-girls.
help, you know.
The
fill out
boners,
the
butts, and e-girls.
But it's not lolly hentai or long anime schlongs or big anime titties.
Very true. Alright, so let's see what's going on in the current state of the game here. Popo's pecking order, trying to get some purchase mid while Jem and Kurt's grabbing that farm. Trying to, I guess, funnel him with some more gold, even more gold, as he's already 4-1 and has a pretty significant amount of farm there. But OeG, using that Anivia, as well as they can. 173 farm and just stick in our mid lane.
Still
No
sitting,
deaths.
still sitting about 800 gold behind the Ari. Due in part to Ari's kills, plus a few extra towers on the map for OeG, or for PPO.
This is a pretty sneaky play. It looks like Popo might be going for this top tower. They're trying to get a catch in the jungle.
But why
Or is Jaundice
John
just
is
DC?
just sitting in plain sight?
He's a ward, right? Just a
Alright.
walking ward.
Dylan, your cursor is bothering people?
Oh, I made the cursor really big because this cursor is a lot harder to see in teamfights than the old one.
Oh, true.
Oh, it's not.
That
Oh,
is.
it's not. A corridor fight. It's an Ornn. Nope, not gonna press the trigger on that one. Charm out from Ari. Zaruda just deleting Sir Everett's in the jungle over the wall. Sometimes wards are baits, people. Wards, I mean, as Ali says, wards are the best tools. They can be used for everything. Thunderbolt's getting caught up by the hook there. Almost getting killed, but flashes out just in time before death overtakes him. Spooked, looking invis, looking a little cheeky, trying to deal some damage to Jaundice on the way out. But it might be punished by the pillar. Pillar going down, the curtain call going down. And here comes the ultimate Biscuit Boy, but it's not going to land on the Spooked. It only lands on the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts not doing quite enough damage here. And Spooked getting taken pretty low. They gotta be worried about Super Bomber landing some abilities. Chop, chop, chop! StarCraft feasts on Spooked right there. And that is a dead rat and a dead Fabio.
God, I think that's Baron here now for Popo's Viking Order.
It's gotta be. Their vision in the top side of their jungle is so good. They know exactly where the enemy's gonna come from. And if they come past the wall there, Jaundice can just pillar them and they're dead. They know Thunderbolts doesn't have flash. And they know Ari is just overpowered as shit, so she's almost in a one-shot. Jungler. Aki getting taken out. Zarudo diving in, maybe diving a little too far, flashes away to avoid the stun from Boy, but then landing some return damage on him. A double stun from Thunderbolt secures his team's escape as Popo's pecking order runs back over towards the Baron.
Yeah, somehow Sir Everett's made it out of that, but they did stop the Baron attempt from Popo's Viking Order, giving them a little bit of relief here at the cost of Ornn's life.
Sweet, sweet relief. A cutie boner's life, yes. An acute boner.
So here we have Dustblade completed for Twitch. I still would have just built Nai. So much more damage.
But let's be honest, is Dustblade more or less fun than IE? Okay.
It doesn't give you a slow if you're a ranged champion, so less fun.
But you can find the wards.
True. You can find wards, you can smack them down for the kills. He's gotta go for the squishies, though.
He's gotta stack that ward score since his Tarks is pretty low.
Uh-oh, Sir Everett's getting caught up by the Rupture. Not being able to press R in the right direction. Trying to use his ultimate to get out there, and everyone from OeG escapes that little fight in the jungle. Nothing really burned, except for the ultimate from Cal.
Meanwhile, the Mountain Drake has spawned.
Mountain Drake is spawned, and Zarudo says, I'm a mage, but I'm gonna solo this. Sir Everett's looking a little caught out here. The Rupture missing, the Deadly Flourish missing, but the pull hitting just enough to get Gemman hurts the kill onto him. As the rest of his team just kind of watches as he dies. They're not really able to do much there.
Not quite as fancy a feat as Thunderbolts, but dodging out on most of the skill shots. Unfortunately, it only took one to finish him off.
Yeah, just needed to be a little bit more careful in that top lane, and a really well-positioned team.
And a third Cloud Drake here for Popo's Viking Order.
Yeah, third Cloud Drake. Very OP.
Yes. This is a 2v4.
2v4. It
3v4.
looks like Zarudo's still in the bot lane, so this is actually going to be a 4v4. See, boy, overextending just a little bit, getting stunned, not able to drop the ultimate. The rest of his team looking back in retreat. Swoop going into the Baron pit. Is he going to try and assassinate? No, he's trying to back in the Baron pit. His Thunderbolts gives his life for this play here. But here comes Cho'Gath stopping it and getting his flash over the wall. And now Spooks is able to take the recall at the price of the Baron. Zarudo, meanwhile, getting a ton of damage onto this bottom tower. That wave is humongous.
You might take it, yep.
He took
AP
it.
changes to tower damage. Riot, stop it. Because Echo wasn't strong enough at taking towers, as it were.
And a Baron, and a tower. More and more and more goes into Popo's favor, as it's looking like they're trying to close the window, close the door on OeG's hopes for playoffs here.
Wait, isn't this the playoffs?
I mean, hopes for, you know, getting further in playoffs, I guess.
There we go.
Let's try to be dramatic. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep up the streak here. Thunderbolts is not allowed to win playoff games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Not our president doesn't count.
Not
Whoa,
a
whoa,
real
whoa, whoa, whoa.
split.
Not our president was the best team.
Not a real split.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, it looks like a slow group mid is coalescing here for the side of Popo. But they can still throw, as we all know. If one misplaced body and a wall from Anivia, a stun, an ultimate from a Count, something to pick somebody off. One of the key people off. That's all they need. Zarudo getting pretty far ahead there, but not being punished. It's really close.
They need this Twitch to pop off on a team fight is really what needs to happen.
And he's got the damage now. I mean, look at his items. I mean, there's no way you can't deal damage with that. I guess he doesn't really deal enough damage with tanks. Would be my only concern.
Either needed an Infinity Edge or Blade of the Ruined King here. Instead of that, does Blade.
Sir Everett's dashing in. Zarudo dashing in. Just feeling each other out around these turrets. Here comes the curtain call, trying to get a Count, but Count is able to escape off to the side of his mid tower. Nothing really happens. Super body through, and StarCraft going for this bottom lane. But an ultimate comes down from a Count. See, boy is in pretty deep. Gets the ultimate down. Here comes Spook. Spook doing tons of damage to the enemy team. Dodges a charm. Almost lands a double rupture, killing both the support and top laner. Spook trying to kite back, dealing a lot of damage. John is having to back out. Sir Everett's flashing away, dashing away, still gets hit by the charm. Not quite enough. Spook's still full HP.
This game?
Maybe able to defend it. We'll see. It looks pretty much like game if they're able to land any CC here. Or just smack down these towers. Spook dealing some damage, trying to feeling out with that red buff. Almost got him. But there goes the base. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. This base is
Not without free kills. Had the
Jeff
stats.
Kurtz is legendary. Had those stats. And it looks like Popo's pecking order has won match and the series.
Yeah, Popo's pecking order, pulling it out in the end. Not having their great jungler there to lead them to a throw, but still able to come out. Huge plays out of the bot lane and some great early ganks and pressure from the jungle. Just putting a huge amount of pressure onto the bot lane of OeG, snowballing through bot, and just coming out into a huge mid-game lead that they continued to roll off.
But if you take a look actually here at the damage charts, you're gonna see this was a really, really much closer game than it looked like. In terms of at least damage and the ability of the champions to execute.
Zawarudo
I think
MVP, most damage in the game.
Zawarudo had a ton of plays that game. You have to admit, he was dashing over walls, slaying Sir Everett's left and right. He held down Greg, who's one of the top mid laners in the league on his best champion. Really doing a lot of work over this game and the last game too on that Ari, just finding the picks, finding what he needed to do. a really impressive game though. Game 2, I think this was one of my favorite games. I think uh, so far this split. Honestly, I really liked the way that OeG made their stand with around that Twitch. Sorry, and almost had the comeback there. They had so many shining moments where it really looked like they had almost taken the game back into their control. But Popo's pecking order having the insurmountable lead there and the amount of CC that they had just were able to take it.
Yeah, maybe wanted to see a little bit more efficient build out of the Twitch if they're going to try to play around that to try to output the maximum amount of damage. But just too much coming from this Jin just sitting on the backline freely. He was not touched in like any single fight ever. Always full health at the end, putting out massive damage with a KDA of 9-1 and 9, and just being too big from that early game pressure down in the bot lane. Even though they OEG showed definite signs of life, taking some good fights uh, when they can get a few picks early on and try to keep snowballing it with the Ornalt and the Anivia zone control, and just showing they had life in that game, but it just wasn't quite enough in the end.
Yep.
But anyways, I guess we're on to our MVP vote for Team Popo's pecking order. So if someone would like to throw that into the chat, Aroni, I would be most appreciative. MVP of the series, yes, not just of Game 2, of both games, Game 1 and Game 2.
So who do you think your MVP for this series is, gentlemen? Where's the Menbung song?
It's really tough. It's really tough to say. Looking at Popo's pecking order, I think they all performed really, really well. Super Bobby Buru and Zawarudo, I think, having standout performances in these games, as well as Jebberman Kurtz being basically untouched on ADC and dealing massive amounts of damage, following up, doing well, playing well around it. I think StarCraft and Jaundice executed the champions very well, but I don't think they were quite as flashy as some of the plays that Zarudo and Super Bobby Buru were making.
Sorry, I'm getting the poll ready, so.
Oh, that's all right. Dylan, what do you think?
As much as we have to say how much help he got in getting set up and started early in the game, I'm going to have to say my MVP for this series was Jabberman Kurtz. Just playing really well on the Jin, utilizing the Leona's engage to facilitate himself getting in those kills. He's always outputting the damage. Game 1, those first trades on the 80 carries there was just Jabberman Kurtz trading range damage in with Spooked and putting him on the back foot early on, allowing that early fight from the Leona engage with the Jabberman Kurtz damage coming out. And just always in the back line, staying safe and dealing damage at the same time, just doing everything he needed to do with that lead he get and help propel his team to victory in fights. Straight up, if Jin is not in those fights, OeG can take huge chunks out of PPO.
Yeah, but ADCs can't win MVP.
That's very true.
Anyways, chat has the poll. Go vote. They asked for someone to make it. I was making it. Silly Bison. Tricks are for kids.
Yeah, I think Jaundice did have some standout moments, but he also had one of those plays where you're just kind of scratching your head.
The first play that he made of the game.
Plays where you're scratching your head. I'd argue that StarCraft and Jaundice worked really well together in that on that top side of the map to gain advantages for their team and in the jungle. But I think it was more of a team effort there and less of like a solo flash charm, alt charm, flash zenith blade, all 4 team members, or just deal crap tons of damage on Jin, pressing curtain call and hitting all your W's sort of deal,
Yo, can we just give the bot lane duo itself the joint MVP right
That bot lane duo looked really good.
Yeah. Really strong. Especially with the Jin. It's kind of hard for me to pick just one standout person when there were so many good games across the board. You know, Zawudo playing like a beast with Ari, John Dis with the Trundle just taking over jungles, and then of course both bot laners just, you know, taking over the bot lane, making it theirs. And then StarCraft doing just enough in the top lane to keep a cow from steamrolling up there and being a big beefy Cho'Gath. So.
It is the strike of midnight. Would we like to close the poll?
We can give it a minute or two while we sit here and pick our noses and do whatever the hell we want.
Grab another beer, take an Ambien.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
jerk it.
Don't do both of those together, kids.
Dude, I could
That's
jerk
bad
it
for you.
twice in that time.
with like 58-second rest intervals in between.
I think the
Yeah.
real question is, what are we playing after this?
Here's the storm.
Heroes of the Storm, way better game than League of Legends.
Alright, I'm gonna call the poll closed here.
Hooray!
So your series MVP, Jabberman Kurtz, congratulations. Pulling out huge work with that Jhin. And, you know, I'm just gonna make an executive decision and say when we go to our interviews, if we really want. Super Bomby Booer, you're welcome to join. Huge performance. Really just the two of you together on that duo, putting out a ton of work in the bot lane with a little bit of assistance from Geo, Jaundice there, inting to your tower for no reason.
For no reason at all. Level 3 diving. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that I remember from that game.
So I'm gonna head up to player of the game interview. I don't know if we care to do a player of the MVP of the
Series.
match, whatever
Series.
interview. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
we really care, but I'll be there.
Let's get him up here.
Probably should have asked if they wanted to do an interview. Hey, Captains too,
Hey.
of course. Hey, someone's
Hey
here.
guys.
Hello.
Howdy.
It's the bot lane.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. I would also say captains joined, but then I realized that both captains
Don't
weren't
exist.
here.
Hey, it's Tiz your boy.
There are no captains, it's just simply a team effort.
So I
Well,
guess
gentlemen,
the backup captain.
congratulations on a well-played series. Over
Thank
to Jabberman. Is the Jhin kind of your pocket pick at the moment?
I really do like to play Jhin. I knew it was really strong coming into this patch with Hail of Blades, so I figured we definitely put some priority onto that. And I was actually kind of surprised putting banned away first game after having so much success on it. So we just decided to run it back again.
Yeah, to me it looked like the threat of the things that enabled the Jhin were too much, but then they weren't able to ban out enough of those things, and you kind of ended up with the exact same team comp as before.
Yeah, our front line did a really good job of peeling for me, allowing me to get damage off for both me and Nolan. As I say, it wasn't just me in those team fights. Nolan did a lot to land a lot of good charms and doing a lot of damage alongside me. But yeah, I say our team comp for the most part basically the same, other than just substituting the Pike for the Leona in game 2 since the Leona was banned out.
Let's be honest, they're the same champion.
Eh.
Hey, that's not true. Leona has
I mean,
big
it's
anime
just
titties.
Leona with damage, I
Yeah,
guess.
dude, Leona's a female, so she gets an automatic buff.
So, any questions for our lovely couple? There are a lot of people in here.
Yeah, it's a team effort.
Absolutely.
I'm the captain for tonight.
Even the captain now.
So I guess that's a good question here. What is the theory behind leaving up the Anivia, and did you guys have the plan for it, or were you just kind of not too scared of it to begin with?
So basically, we weren't like, we know Greg's a really good Anivia player, but we knew that Ari was really, really strong coming into this patch, especially with the charm buffs and having Nolan on that playmaker, being able to roam around the map a lot, especially with Geo on the Trundle. We knew that we could get a lot done around the map. So we denied a lot of vision, and despite him just being able to like wave clear, we were just able to out-rotate them a lot.
That, and we decided to ban Zoe just because we felt like it was more of a threat than the Anivia.
Yeah, we commented before that we almost saw the Zoe Morgana combo, which would have been pretty annoying to play against. I would have to
Pretty annoying.
imagine. I was gonna use stronger words, but I'm
Only
not
annoying.
going to on stream. So, a question from OPTSM fan. Don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Why do you like Geo better than your former jungler or captain?
I guess I can answer that. Because I'm better.
Alright, did anybody clip the dive in game 1 under the tower?
Alright,
Hold
hold on.
on, let me level 3 dive.
But did I flash though? No.
I also didn't heal, so
I was sitting there, I was just like, okay, well, she flashed. I'm gonna die this turret, but I'm not gonna flash. It's not worth it. And so I just took that death, and I was like, whatever.
Bro, if it was solo queue, I wouldn't have healed him either. Let's be honest.
Dude, it was literally like a team effort to like that call. I was just like, I'm gonna die. Don't worry about it. Just let me go. Let me just do my own thing here.
Unfair sub for sure.
So, I have a question for a representative from OeG. What was the dynamic coming in, knowing that you don't have your star playmaker in the mid lane, and that you're going to have to play with someone new, especially when you've wound up with Thunderbolts for this match, which is a completely different playstyle from Cvan?
So basically we just tried our best. I wasn't expecting much, especially since Greg plays a lot of champions and super aggressive, like, you know, Cvan. I just think it didn't fit our play style, and when it came to like practicing up for this, we just kind of, you know, Greg, you do you. We'll try to fit around you, kind of thing, because he is our strongest player. But yeah, we see how that went.
A little bit unfortunate for you guys, but putting up a pretty strong fight in the mid game of game 2. How were you able to orchestrate those fights behind so much gold?
So what it really came down to was, honestly, it was just that fight. Geez, it was mid lane toward our base. I just had to get my ult off at the right time. I think we would have had a couple more of those fights had I not gotten executed casting it. But, you know.
All right. Any other questions from our fellow handsome casters?
None for me. I just want to say I think I was really impressed by OeG in game 2. I mean, you guys looked really good in that game 2, coming out of some of those team fights. I honestly believe you guys had a high chance of winning that game. The longer it went on, I think you guys performed really well this split, and I think you guys should be really proud of like how far you've come, how well you did this last game.
Thanks, man.
So,
Oh, one last question from the chat. What team does Popo want to play in the next round? Your options are Long Anime Schlongs or Codename Carries Next Door.
Well,
We want Bama.
Based on
We want
this-
Bama.
we want Bama? Oh my gosh. Based on the series that we played against Codename Carries and us having one of the losses that they carry, I would really like to see them again and just try and duke it out, because I really like competition, and I feel like Codename Carries was the competition of our split.
Yeah, and you know you'd lose to Long Anime Schlongs, so if you went that route,
That
you'd never
too.
see
Yeah,
Codename Carries.
I mean, how do you even beat Garen Chen? It's impossible.
Dude, donger top.
Spin to win.
Dogger top.
You're the donger.
All right, guys. Well, it sounds like we're wrapping up here. Thank you, everyone who came out for the stream. Thank you to both teams. Really good games played tonight. Really fun to cast.
Thank you to Zorpox and all of Purple for the subs.
Yeah, you guys are awesome subs. People that are still watching through this. So thanks, everyone.
So long.
All right,
Yeah.
peace out.